Hey, so welcome back to a blunt discussion. I'm your host, Lici, and last week's discussion got me thinking about other types of grammar. And so this week we're going to be talking about commas. And I started to really think about commas because one thing I see a lot online is the debate of the Oxford comma or the serial comma. The serial comma is a comma that is used in a series of terms, and it is used before the connecting or coordinating conjunction. It's typically and or or. You can tell I looked this up pretty recently in order to have this discussion. I've looked it up before, mainly because I needed to know who was right between a friend of mine and myself. I was for the Oxford comma. He was very much against the Oxford comma. I really didn't understand the argument for being against it. I mean, I guess I can get it if you just forgot about it and you didn't place it, or, you didn't need to use it for some reason. I don't understand the adamant use to not use it. Like, oh no, you just need it. But then, after doing some research, I did find that there was some, logic to it. So, one common one common argument is without the Oxford comma, we have issues like this. We invited the strippers, comma, JFK, comma, and Stalin. Non Oxford comma use. We invited the strippers, comma, JFK and Stalin. It reads as if the strippers are actually JFK and Stalin. So I don't know where that's a common meme I've seen online. I don't mean to miscredit anybody if that's somebody's drawing or whatever. Anyway, the argument there against the Oxford comma is rather than throwing in the comma, why not just rewrite the sentence so that it sounds better? For example, we invited JFK, Stalin, and the strippers. So you don't really need that comma. Now, personally, I kind of like still using the Oxford comma because I just think it looks better. I think it's just stylistically, I think it just flows. I think it shows that those are all distinct terms. I just like the way it looks. It's totally personal preference. Now, personally, I just don't understand why we can't write a better sentence and also still include the Oxford comma. But that's where I'm coming from. Now, there are other arguments for or against the Oxford comma. Um, Another one is that it actually introduces ambiguity. And just as we were saying, how by having it, it makes it so that it's clear, it actually doesn't work that way depending on how the sentence is written. So, for example, if I were to say, I would like to thank my mother, comma, David Bowie, comma, and my best friend Matt, it would read kind of like I'm saying that my mother is David Bowie. When you're using in a sentence, for example, like this is my mother, Vanessa, there would be a comma following mother and after Vanessa, which is exactly how the sentence would read when you include the Oxford comma. And so that one, I'm like, well, that's a pretty strong argument against it. However, you can use the same argument that the same people are using to just say, well, rewrite the sentence. Say, I would like to thank my best friend Matt, David Bowie, and my mother. There we go. Works the exact same way. So, I don't understand why there is such a tense debate, but I do realize that it really doesn't matter. More of the commonly used formats don't really mandate one particular use or the other. I do think there are a couple publications that do require it, but then again, I'm not really in that business, so really doesn't affect my life. So what do you think? What's your opinion about this? Do you have one really strong feeling one way or the other? Are you for the Oxford comma? Are you against it? Should we use something else? I don't know. Would love to hear what you think. Anyway, thanks for joining me in a blunt discussion, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.